Good morning, good morning, good morning, team. Today is August 29th. It is a new week in the overall stock market. We're looking at the economical calendar. You can see today there's no real information coming out today. Tomorrow we have job openings numbers coming out. We have Fed John Williams speaking at 11 a.m. On Wednesday, we have ADP employment report coming out. Thursday, main thing you want to look out is probably the jobless numbers. That's going to overall affect the market. And Friday, we have unemployment numbers. Let's jump over to some charts. We had a steep sell-off. We've been talking about that possible sell-off for a while now. If you look at that 1 year, you can see that on that 1 year chart, we rejected the 1 year SMA once again, which acted as resistance. We always talk about the SMA act as resistance. And then the second bearish thing, we broke below that trend line. It was on an upward step and staircase trend line. We had broke below it. And then third, we broke the EMA line and failed to get above it. And that is a bearish trend. Looking at the 1 year, you can see the 1 year is still crossed down, has possibility for more downside. We're sitting at the 400 zones. So we should be around here when the 1 year updates. But we have more room for possible downside. So I want to watch to see what's overall going to happen. But on the larger picture, we have room for downside. Let's drop over towards the smaller picture, basically the 180 day. You can see the 180 day, the RSI is a little bit more on the oversold side, meaning even though on the larger picture, we have room for downside, we have possibility for a small bounce or even a big bounce. So we got to see what's going to overall happen because these 180 days and the 20 days going to move before that 1 year, right? It happens in a wave. So looking at this chart over here, you can see we're a little bit more on the oversold side. 180 day is still crossed down. We are finding some type of support around this 400 range. These are 4 hour candles going sideways over here. So we want to see if we find some type of ground. We are bearish below the EMA over here. One way that we could confirm an uptrend or a reversal is going to be the break of 405. And then we could start basically going up towards 408 and maybe even retesting that 410 over here, which is the SMA. Remember, when we're below it, the SMA could act as a wall. When we're above it, the SMA could act as basically support. Let's drop down towards the 20 day. 20 days very oversold as well from that sell-off. You can see the RSI is trying to come out of that oversold section. 20 days trying to cross up. So let's see what overall happens today, right? We're looking for that 404 break, and then we can start basically pushing up towards that 408 level over here, or we're looking for that 404 break to the downside, which is going to be considered a high risk short because we're very oversold over here. And if we break that 404, we could possibly start going a little bit lower from there. You can see that we could possibly start even going towards maybe like the 389s, maybe even getting down towards like that 382s. All depends on how the overall market basically the market starts to move. So from that 400, we could start basically pulling down towards those 392s. I mean, sorry about that. 400 to 392. You can see 392 has been acting as some type of support over here. So definitely want to see how this is going to overall react, but I'm leaning more towards a possible bounce this morning since we're a little bit more on the oversold side on both the 180 day and the 20 day over here. Next stock we're going to talk about is going to be Tesla. Tesla basically pulled back with the overall market. Tesla sitting on an interesting spot right here on the 180 day. You can see we're right above that SMA. We haven't broken it. So that is a good sign for Tesla, especially since it's a little bit more on the oversold side. Not only on the 180, but on the 20 day as well, it's oversold. So watch for Tesla to possibly bounce from 286, and then we can start basically pushing up to 290. You can see we're at 20-day lows over here at 279.35. That's going to be the level you want to see if we break. Preferably, I want to get below 278. Why is that? That's going to be below the 180-day trade line. So once we break 278, we could basically start coming back down lower towards like 272, maybe even 265. Overall, I am looking for a possible bounce on Tesla just because it's a little bit more on the oversold side. So I'm going to be waiting for confirmation. It is oversold not only on the 20-day and the 180-day. So that is considered a high risk short position. So let's see what happens. Next stop we're going to jump into is Amazon. Amazon made a low of 162, I believe, this morning. 162 is the new low for Amazon on the 20-day. Same situation, very oversold. If we do start to bounce on Amazon, look for a break of 129, and then we can start pushing up towards 132, which was a previous support level. If we do come down lower than that 162, you have to jump over here. You can see Amazon's trying to break that SMA over here. But Amazon has a strong support at 125. If it breaks 125, then we could have some nice movement to the downside towards the 120s. So see what happens with that. But Amazon is oversold on the 180 day as well. So you definitely want to watch to see if we possibly bounce. Make sure you guys set alerts on multiple stocks. This way you guys could see overall what stocks are moving in which direction, right? That always tends to help me, especially if I'm trading another name and then I start hearing alerts from other stock going down or up. That's a key telltale sign for direction. Another stock and the last stock we're going to talk about is Apple. Apple basically had that nice sell-off with the overall market, oversold over here. Want to watch Apple for the break, preferably above 164. Then we can start pushing up to 166, which was a previous support before and breakout. So if we start to break out from there, or to the downside, we want to watch for a break of 159, then we can start getting to 156, which was a previous breakout zone and resistance zone. So that's going to be it. Just want to be micro focused just because there's a lot of stocks, a lot of things going on right now. We're very oversold. Doesn't mean that we can't continue to sell off. It just means preferably as a trader, we would like for it to bounce before we basically short it even more, because right now the RSIs are telling us, hey, it's a possible bounce time, right? But that doesn't mean anything. We could possibly sell off still. Just going to wait for a possible bounce just because a lot of these RSIs are oversold. Even if we bounce and retest the 20-day trade lines, reject off of that and come back down, that's okay. So let's see what happens. Make sure you guys keep an unbiased mindset. Set a stop loss, look for both way opportunities, and leave a like on the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one later.